Hi everybody, just thought I'd do another video. Right now we're going through an interesting time of high energy, and so when we have something like this strawberry moon coming out, next month we have a blood moon. These things are high energy because the universe is about balance. So we have yin and yang throughout our body and our solar system. So the sun is more solar, so that's yang, and the moon is yin. So there's a lot of yin energy coming out when we have a full moon, for instance. So you're going to have a lot of yin energy. Yang energy is solar. It's more male. This is a Taoist philosophy, but I've found it to be true. So when you have yang energy. So that's more, male dominated. We have more left brained thinking, more intellectual. That's more yang, and yin is more feminine. This is more, it's different energies, more subtle. So I guess you would say, I believe it's yin would be the Taoist sign of the yin yang would be the black part of it. So we have right now, for a lot of people that aren't in balance, and what I mean in balance is you have a chakra system, you have you know, more than seven chakras. There's thousands of them, but for the main ones, let's consider that you have these lower chakras that are engaging and disengaging. So for the guys who are more male dominated and they're more yang, when they have more of a yin that comes out, they're in balance, and a lot of people get upset. And so this higher energy, what we refer to a little bit as a ascension time. So what that means is there's more energy. If you're more in balance, you could take that and you kind of go up more in a vibrational frequency. So I wanted to explain a little bit about it. So when we're going into a higher vibrational time, that means there's more yang and yin energy, and which one is more dominant. Then if you have an ability to manage your yang and yin, and you use the extra energy that's in your environment, you can use that to catapult to a you know higher level of frequency of vibration. So just want to explain a little bit. So when you have the yang, more yang, solar powered frequency, you could feel that as well. So this is a yin time right now, next couple days. So for those who are going to be doing some meditation and doing more balancing work, and getting that yang in line for ready to receive that yin to balance the mix, and then you could raise in higher vibrational frequencies. But when you're out of balance and you're more you're more male orientated in a way, then this yin is going to upset you, and then you're getting more you know out of alignment, and then you get upset. So for a lot of people, they're more prone to anger and getting upset, and that's a lot to do with as well. We have the menstruation for females as well, so there's an imbalance with the yin and yang when you have your menses, and then when you're not in line with it. So you could use that time to go higher vibration for yourself in your bioelectric field. But for most women, they go into a negative state at that time, and they get really upset and angry, and that's because they're not able to balance everything going on. So for them, it ends up being more, I believe it's more yang at that point, and then they get I might have misspoke, it's more yang, but I believe that's more yang, and then they get out of whack in that way. So there's a lot of balance going on, and people just don't really understand what it is. It's an ancient philosophy. I'm not making this up. but something I was aware of, and I could feel it, so I know what's going on, and this isn't just made up. So you can, research it yourself and find out what I'm talking about, yin and yang. And, the world is in balance, nature and harmony, and you have two sides for your brain. You have a yin and a yang, and then you have, uh, depends on what way you're looking at me. If you're yin and yang, which way I'm facing, right? So there's a yin and yang. There's a depending on the your meridian system in your body, and the chakras are all in line with that. And depending on time of the day, you're going to find out. And scientists are now coming to realize that they're saying that you are predominantly breathing in one side of your nose certain times of the day versus the other side of the nose. So this is coming to, they're finding this out now. Some people do refer to this as a newer Mandela effect, and maybe that's due to people actually paying attention to what I'm saying in one of my meditations, but who knows, right? But if you're more in line with doing a meditation and being aware of, all these things, like there's different levels to it. So I have this meditation on my website, victorhamsa.com, HAMSA. So when you go on my website, there's a meditation on it, and you do that meditation, and you're learning how to balance your breath. There's deeper levels to all of it. So once you get the first level down, you'll notice other things. So, there's always deeper levels to everything, right? But you have to get the basics down. So you have to do the meditation first, and then you'll notice, then you get more in tune with subtle energies, and then you'll get more in tune with what I'm talking about. But I just thought I'd bring some awareness out about it, because in the, out there in the community, everybody says, oh, it's a higher vibrational time. People notice it, but they don't know, what they're really talking about. I do know, what I'm talking about, and there's a lot to it. So it's not just me saying it's a higher ascension time, and then, but there's a whole philosophy behind it. There's a whole underlying, for the universe, there's a whole other level behind it. So when we say it's a higher vibrational frequency time, or a higher ascension time, that's my, quick way of saying what I've been saying for about 8 minutes of video, that there's more yin and there's more yang, and then to go into all that, it just takes too long. So we just, for shorthand talk, say ascension time. Boom, and everybody goes, oh, okay, I got it. And then, everybody runs around saying, oh, it's ascension time. That's it. Something to do with the moon, maybe. I don't know. So there is certain things. What happens with the moon, that, that yang energy is obviously going to it, hitting it, and reflecting off. So it's rarefied, and then it ends up being more yin, right? So it's refined in that way. It's more feminine at that point. And you're getting, that what powers the universe, right? There's a lot of solar power. So that gives life. So that life-giving energy is reflected. It's reflected back off the moon. And then you could, if you really want to analyze it, you're going to say to yourself, gee, what's the moon, made out of? What are these elements on there? And we have helium-3. We have all these kind of interesting elements on the moon that are reflecting it back. And that reflection, when it hits it and it reflects back, that's taking some of that, molecular, cohesiveness to that. It's almost, reflecting it back. And when you hit, when the sun reflects back, it depends on the mirror, that reflects, and even depends on the photons. What we have is, with computers, computers can now communicate with photonic energy, and they're using light in these kind of, we have the tubes, we have fiber optics, right? So the fiber optics are doing it, and the way the light is actually, the photons are in order, is how we're receiving the energies that's traveling through. So when we get that kind of informational content, from these kind of light frequencies, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the light being reflected off certain materials and certain aspects, giving off different kind of densities and different information that your skin in your body, naturally kind of translates it. And these photons can go through walls and it can go through everything as well. So it goes through you, and then you kind of download this information right into your, DNA. So a lot of what we talk about, everybody's saying, oh, downloads and everything. We could talk about, the DNA and the, what we're in line with these frequency and these vibrations and what's going down. So it doesn't new age hokiness. It's actually scientific. And just thought I'd break down a little bit of it. I didn't plan on talking about the fiber optics, but just kind of came out. So if you think about it, everything affects everything, and that's basically what I want to talk about a little bit. There's more. What you can say is like there's more Kundalini energy out when these kind of things happen. So people are more sensitive to it, can know more about it, who are practicing meditation, practicing these kind of Kundalini meditations, can know more about how, can use that to, like I'm saying, catapult a little bit higher. So it's a good time not to take in poisons into your body, good time not to eat heavy meats, good time to get away from, metals, if you know what I mean, like heavy metals, like refined food. Try to drink a lot, water. You're trying to, at this kind of time, you want to, maybe fast a little bit, get in line with what's going on. Stay away from like dairy and cheeses, and if you want to be more receptive, you want to, make your body like lighter, so that's why we say fast. You want to make your body like lighter in a way. You want to get ready and being more in tune with your body, and then you'll notice more what's going on. But if you're drinking, if you're, smoking, if you're eating heavy meats, and you're more toxic, then you're not going to know you're not going to feel actually what's going on. But just wanted to make this video. I told somebody I'd make a video, and I wasn't going to talk about this. I was going to talk about something completely different, but just kind of came up, and so I thought I'd do this one. Anyway, I hope any of these videos, if it helps one person understand one thing, I always feel like didn't waste my time. Thank you so much for watching. After I make these videos, I do them mostly off the top of my head. I go later and I go, oh, I should have mentioned this. I should have mentioned that. So sorry if I missed anything later on. There's a lot more. I could talk for an hour about this subject alone. I try to make this, I know everybody's really busy, so I try to, condense everything I wanted to say really quickly. Thank you so much for checking this out. Like, subscribe, and share. So far, I only have a few subscribers, but that's fine. Later on, maybe you'll find this. If you're watching this now and you never liked or subscribed or shared, that's cool. Thanks for, thanks for checking this out. And I promise to come out with more stuff. We have a lot of interesting things to talk about. I don't mean to sound too new agey, but there is something to it, right? It's an ancient philosophy of Taoism, and I pay attention to all this kind of stuff. And if it's good knowledge and it's good information and it's real and it's true, then I'm going to say it. And if it's not real, if it's not information, it's not true, and it's false, then we're not going to say it, and I'm going to, let that slide by. But this is definitely, a real thing, and I've known about this for a while. So if you're more in tune with yin or yang, you're going to know what's going on, and I could always tell when it's a full moon. And they did these studies, and they said that they used to say in mental wards that they're more apt for people to have manic or attacks at that time, but later out they came out and redacted that. But I think that was more propaganda retracting it. I said it right the first time, but they were they're hiding the information. You know, there's a lot of people that know this information. It's kind of like for a lot of people it's common knowledge, but we forget. You know, we forget all these things, and you could use this knowledge and not have to. You know, we're not. I'm not saying switch your religion. I'm just giving you information about it, and it ends up being that it's real. And I've been ostracized by some people when I said, "Oh yeah, I told them a little bit about this," and they go, "Oh, that doesn't sound Catholic." Well, it it doesn't mean it's not Catholic. It just means that you haven't covered it by being a Catholic, right? So, or this doesn't sound Jewish. Well, maybe you just never learned it, but it doesn't mean it's not true, right? So, religions ends up being following the what the word religious means is following the steps of your fathers, and it's following knowledge that was passed down to you. So this is knowledge that's out there and it's real, so it's true. So if it's real, it's true. It's true. So there's no way to, you know, and if you're more in tune and you're meditating, you'll know this is true, then it's true. So there's nothing to say that's, I only want to speak about the truth. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, like, subscribe, and share. As always, namaste. Thank you so much. Om, and have a great evening. Thank you. Bye bye.